Tony Rivera here with RIVERA-BJJ. Two special guests, very good friends of mine, Mr. Andy Main, Mr. Mike Main, Main brothers, came here to hang out with me for the day. We've just been chilling out, you know, kicking back, summertime. So real quick, Andy, tell us what you got coming up on your fighting career.
I'm fighting August 20th for HFC, or Hoosier Fight Club, out in Valparaiso, Indiana. I fought for them before. They're a cool, you know, kind of local show out there. Real nice guys. Real professional show. I was really pleasantly surprised when I fought for them. So I had my manager reach out again, and just trying to work my way back up the ladder and you know, get myself back into the UFC. So
excellent. Now, what do you do as far as like your preparation? I mean, everybody knows you're a great grappler. Who else do you train with, like for your other aspects of the game?
Yeah, actually, you know, since my stint on The Ultimate Fighter, I really tried to mimic the way St. Pierre trains, where he kind of has everything separate. You know, he's not just, you know, training MMA all the time. So I do my grappling, most of my jiu-jitsu with John Donaher at Henzo Gracie's. I have a boxing coach, Louisa, who has totally taken my stand-up and, you know, to the next level. I've got a strength and conditioning coach, Felix Arazo, semper-fitness.com is his site. He's incredible as well. You know, it's kind of one of those things. I always thought I was in shape, and since working with these guys who are really, you know, the best at what they do and great coaches, they've just taken my game to the next level. So it's real exciting. And then, you know, and then just my training partners at AMA Fight Club, Jim Miller, Dan Miller, Charlie Brunneman, Shorty Rock, Mike Constantino, my manager. I mean, all these pieces of the puzzle are just really making me, you know, taking my game, taking my mentality, my confidence, and everything to the next level. So I'm excited for my next couple of fights.
Excellent. Now your little brother here, Mr. Mike Main.
Yes.
You got another fight coming up.
I am fighting the week after his fight, so it's going to be
it's a family affair, folks.
It's going to be a long month for the Mains.
So that's pretty cool, man. I mean, you guys are like almost pretty much like, not like your older brothers, but I mean, you guys are. I mean, you're related, you're brothers, and you're both following your dreams and careers, and have tremendous respect for you guys. And these guys are great, you know, they're not only great martial artists, but they're great, you know, human beings. They're good friends of mine. Excellent, down to earth, no egos, guys. So real quick, Andy's going to have the pleasure of showing us a nice move here. So Andy's going to take it away.
Alright, so the move I'm going to show right now is actually a little two-part thing that I like to use a lot, especially you know, using moves that can work in MMA. There's obviously a lot of different techniques that you know, jiu-jitsu that are kind of hard to apply. So everything that I try to do, I try to simplify my game so that make it work and work easily in a fight situation, because you always have to be aware the guy's punching you in the face, he's sweaty after a couple rounds, he's got no shirt on, you know, so like the whole thing has to be taken into consideration. A couple moves. One, first thing is when a guy ends up in my guard, somehow I ended up on my back, which hopefully I don't. I like to be on top and control. But if a guy ends up on top and he's trying to attack, right away I have to stop from taking any damage. So one of the ways I like to do that is I like to control the opposite arm. I take my hand, control the opposite wrist. I pull on the wrist here, almost like an arm drag position, only I'm going to do opposite, almost like a handshake kind of position, and I'm going to tuck it under my armpit. When there's a glove there, it's an even tighter position. It's hard for him to pull out. But even just in this position without the glove, it's very, very difficult. And a quick armbar here, one, to just make him react, but two, also to set up other things. It's something like, the first thing I got to do is I got to put my foot on the hip of the side of the arm I have. Okay, so my left foot comes up if I have his right arm, and I block that arm because it makes it even more difficult. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bite up high with my opposite leg to get ready to control him. Because right away, as soon as he realizes this, he's going to realize he's in danger. But what I like to do is here is switch. I'm going to switch side rather than just going for my basic armbar, which is there, but a lot of time the guy knows he comes down hard on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch my position completely, where I come to the opposite side and bring my knee, my opposite foot onto his hip and my knee inside. And now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my hips into the arm and then bring my knee across to apply the pressure. And there's going to be a lot of pressure there because the arm is stuck. So what I'm doing is here, very simply, is after I stuff this arm, I block the arm first, and I kind of make like I'm going for a traditional side armbar. Okay? And then I'm going to switch. I'm going to pop this arm out, boom, get my foot on the hip, and bring my opposite leg up to control his posture. And now from here, I'm going to turn my hips. If you can see, I turn my hips into the arm, and then I bring my knee across, and he's going to tap. So it's a pretty basic arm lock. Pretty simple to do, but it's very effective in MMA because one, like I said, with the glove, it's very hard for the guy to get out, and it's a little bit tricky. You got the guy thinking of one arm bar, he's going to try to posture down onto it and defend, and you're on the other side and you're tapping him out.
Oh my God! Did you guys see that? Guys, that was an excellent arm bar. Now, as Andy explains it, you know, when you get into different levels of jiu-jitsu, it's all set up. So that's the difference between like your brown belts and your black belts and, you know, the lower belts, higher belts, you know, so on and so forth, is pretty much, you know, setups. Because everybody knows the same game, so you got to come up, you know, with your own game plan and your own psychological setup. So guys, any last shout-outs real quick?
I think I made my shout-outs to all my coaches. I mean, my team, my coaches, those are the guys that make it happen. And I'm a big family guy, you know, my mother, my father, and my brother, and then my teammates, guys like you that, you know, make this so much fun and make it exciting to fight. And then the fans, man, I always got to shout out my fans. You know, I had a solid following from since the show, and, you know, the guys still talk to me online. They still send me messages asking what I'm doing. I love keeping them updated. I like hearing about what they're doing, you know, amateurs making their debuts, pros making their debuts, guys that are just training for fun. So big shout out to all the fans, man, because they make this so exciting.
You're up next, Mike. How about you? Any shout outs?
Team Henzo Gracie. Don't know where I'd be without Team Henzo Gracie. No, you know, pretty much all the places he mentioned that he trains at, I usually tag along too. So, you know, where he is, I'm at. You know.
All right, excellent, guys. This is an honor for you guys to visit RIVERA-BJJ. My pleasure to have you here. Guys, real quick, I got some shout outs real quick. Like they mentioned, Professor John Doniger, New York City. Anybody has a chance when you're in New York City, please train with this man. He's a genius. He's what everybody says, you know, he is. Second, quick shout out to Professor Brian McPherson at JBM Academy. Love you, Brian. So I'm loyal to Professor McPherson. He's done so much for me. Such a positive man. Last shout out goes out to Professor George Cernak, Denville, New Jersey. I'll be there June 25th, guys, doing a seminar. We're doing half gi advanced chokes and half no gi leg locks. Please, guys, if you can make it, come out and support. I know my buddy Mike Main's going to be there. We're all going to have a good time. It's all family and love, guys. Peace.